suppose that's enough of both, eh? But much to do yet.
Once in the last hour.
Oh, what does this say?
It couldn't hurt to take a peek.
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh? Many thanks.
Not live to regret this! Well aimed strike, right where it hurts.
Ensure your next attack is no less perfect.
How might I be of service? That's made my day. Fancy a look at my wares? Do come again.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch, in my case.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad. To assist you.
Always a pleasure.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Now that's just splendid! Oh, thank you, Arisen. This should be plenty. I'll take it to the church straight away.
'Tis a goodly deed we've done aiding the sick. I only hope our efforts go a ways toward improving life in the slums.
'Tis as you say.
Yes, sir. You are most gracious.
First assess the field, then...
Oh, sir, if you please, pray excuse my boldness, sir. I am but a humble maid in service to a noble household. Might I beg a moment of your time? My master is in need of aid, you see, and I'm hoping you'll consider offering your assistance. Oh, thank you, sir. You cannot imagine my relief. Might we continue this conversation somewhere more discreet? The matter it concerns is rather sensitive, and I would not risk being overheard. You will find my master's manor in the noble quarter. Pray, meet me there at your earliest convenience.
Suppose I best earn my keep.
Shan't hear me complain about an early repose.
Up we get. We can expect a busy night.
Step lively. Journey by starlight shall make for a nice change of pace.
Feeling rested, I trust?
Need anything? Stop by again soon.
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
When does my watches? I'll treat myself to a tickle before bed.
Leave the finding of equipment-enhancing materials to me, Master. I shall sniff them out and mark them on your map.
This is generally used as a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
I learned of a forgotten riftstone in this area during my time beyond the rift. I can take you to it if you like.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm.
This calls for curative.
Prison has been torched! Quick! Douse the flames! How many of their ilk must we defeat? Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
I say, we collect as much as we can carry.
Towns of no common point.
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. You've my gratitude. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me, but I must return to my rounds directly. Ah, but in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? Would you care to accompany me? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whate'er treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived. An unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care.
Off to market I go.
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there! Help me! Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. And now he's... Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet... Gah... Something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
Tis my duty to devote my life to prayer and virtue. Chaos in the world begins with chaos of the mind.
This is a place of prayer. Do keep your voice low.
Chaos in the world begins with...
Someone help me. Jahan? Bruno, where have you gone? Oh.
Medicine? Medicine! Medicine! Now! 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 I need it. I need it. I need more medicine!
Oh, some...
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles,
She gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeard for them.
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the abbess can enter? If the gracious hand has a secret, 'tis the abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. You've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, it must be the abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need, if it exists to be found.
What about this reeks of a plot? Let us gather evidence that we might expose it.
True enough.
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Aptly said.
Mayhap 'twould serve us well to track down the former patients mentioned in these records of treatment.
I suppose 'tis so.
Drag my ass out of bed.
Dead on my feet. Maybe I'll keep right here.
It's been a hard day.
Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, a saint-like. Her earnest care saw me back to full health. I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room, and she watched o'er me through it all, bless her. Can't say as I miss that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy, filled with the moaning of the sick. Suppose 'tis only to be expected, given the state of those assembled. I'm sure I was moaning too.
Elena,
Ah, yes. The Abbess of the Gracious Hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. But I must admit, I've always felt there's something off about her. You see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But then I started getting sicker and sicker till I was certain death would come for me. In the end, I survived, but methinks I was one of the lucky few. So many died down there, and once I saw her, the Abbess, meeting with a strange man. She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up. And he gave her something small in return. You'd think 'twere medicine, but I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. He had the look of a scoundrel about him. They were whispering, but I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. 'Tis well suspicious, eh? Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square in the eastern part of the common quarter, and always a night, as I recall.
Suppose that's enough for one day.
My pack's grown rather heavy.
Let's see. What can we do without?
Here.
Aye, this is plenty. Lord Phasus is like to be in your debt. Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to procure this much so quickly.
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith. 'Tis simple for me to extract what I require.
Ha! You're a fearsome one. Here's hoping I ne'er end up in your care.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine. I'd not be seen here with you.
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the Lady Saint's image in the eyes of the common folk, would we? Here's your special medicine.
Glad we understand each other. Till next time.
Aye, be seeing you.
What in the world could they have been plotting?
How very peculiar.
I fear I've much to attend to.
What are you doing? Unhand me this instant.
Many thanks for your assistance in this matter. Elena is being questioned as we speak. Though to be frank, sir, I cannot see the matter proceeding any further. What I've heard of the Abbess's testimony is little convincing, but I fear the evidence you've procured shan't be sufficient for a formal accusation.
Shall we visit the manor, as the maid bid?
Oh, you came, sir. I must confess I feared you would not. But I forget myself. You must be wondering why I asked you here. I should like to speak with an acquaintance of yours, a child with whom I espied you conversing. She is the spitting image of my young master, you see. 'Tis my hope that she might take his place for a time, thereby granting him a reprieve from his sorry situation.
Diana, would you paint my mother a criminal? Ahem. Perhaps I ought to be the one to explain.
Young master, I meant no offence.
Diana has the right of it, though the situation is not nearly so dire as she makes it sound. I seek only the freedom to leave my own home. My mother is bedridden, you see, and her mind is not so sharp as it once was. Whenever I am absent, she grows terribly distressed. By leaving a look-alike in the house, I hope to ensure her peace of mind while I attend to matters of my own. Would you be willing to lend your assistance? Splendid! Thank you so very much.
'Twas in the slums that I witnessed you speaking with the girl. Would you be so kind as to bring her here?
To live to a ripe old age? This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
Not my kind of place, this.
Really now?
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Oh, heavens above! What are we to do? 'Twas you, wasn't it? You took the abyss. The acts she committed were unforgivable. This I cannot deny. But what do you expect will befall the rest of us in her absence? Without the abyss, we cannot possibly attend to all our patients. Without her guidance, I... Forgive me. 'Twas an improper thing to say in light of the lives taken so unjustly. I will do what I can. But I fear I cannot attend to everyone here. I fear this trial is too much for one such as me. I fear the trial is too much for one such as me. Nice place, eh? I'm in no hurry to leave. I must confess, I'm rather lost.
I spend my days in quiet reflection.
I must confess, I'm rather lost.
Hi, Arisen! I was hoping you'd come by, so I could thank you again for all your help. You really made a difference around here. You wanted to ask me a favor this time? All right. How can I help? So, this noble boy wants me to pretend to be him? I'm not sure that'd work. I mean, I don't know the first thing about being a noble. Besides, are you sure we can trust these people? It all sounds a bit fishy to me. All right, I'll do it. But if I'm not very good at it, it's not my fault, okay?
I end up feeling weary even after a day of rest.
I'd rather not stiff as boards after training. Can't make a living if I get myself injured.
Now, where was I bound again?
Pray, follow me.
Oh, good. You return. I find myself on edge when you stray from my line of sight.
Nice.
long, I almost forgot why I came.
Apart from my joints, I've not to complain of.
Lots to do. Precious little time.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
Over here, if you please.
Look, young master. She's here.
Indeed. I could be staring into a mirror. Diana, will you dress her and instruct her in her role?
As you wish, young master. This way, if you please, miss.
What a kindness you've done me. Now I can go and fetch a gift for Mother. I'm hoping a little cheer will aid her in her recovery. And a flower from Melve seems just the thing. She was born there, you see. No doubt her days would be brighter with a memento of her old home by her bedside.
All is ready, young master. You need only finish your preparations for the journey.
Let's see. What else must I bring? Ah, I almost forgot. In that goes.
The lands around Melve are rife with poisonous flora. I'd hoped to pack an antidote for the young master, but the shops had none to spare. 'Tis not only poison the plants inflict, but
You know, the roads around Melve are supposed to be really dangerous. I heard the safest way to get there is to carry something that reeks of Cyclops with you, because it'll scare all the monsters away.
Well then, I must confess, I feel rather uneasy. This is my first time leaving the city. I only hope I've not forgotten anything of import. You think I ought to bring some medicine and monster repellent with me? What precisely would you suggest? My thanks. I'm certain these will come in useful. Now, I really must be going. Wish me luck.
Take care, young master.
Come back safe.
Thank you for your aid in all of this, sir. I shall see about procuring you a suitable reward, so pray do come visit us again.
Let me get that.
Someone talked about this.
Welcome. There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to... assist you. Have you found any of the items we discussed, perchance?
Always a pleasure.
Go on then. Tell me of your latest escape.
Well chosen, Arisen. I'm certain you'll master that vocation as no other could.
We shall meet our foes with renewed vigor.
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when...
I have no issue falling asleep.
I feel refreshed and ready for a new day.
Off we go then.
A new day, a new perspective.
Home at last.
Welcome home, young master.
Thank you, Diana. I am glad to be back. 'Twas a hard journey, but I found what I sought. A blue sunbright, the sigil of our house. I only hope Mother will be pleased.
Oh, a blue sunbright. I thought they were make-believe.
Oh no, they're quite real. Rather rare, though, and particularly to Melv. I'm surprised you've heard of them, to be frank.
Really? Well, there's a picture of one stuck to the inner cover of a book that was donated to the Gracious Hand. I asked Sir Kendrick about it. He told me the flower's name.
A picture, you say? How very odd.
I believe Miss Daphne is describing a bookplate. The book in question will have been a donation from this very house. Indeed, the mistress has been very generous in her support of the Gracious Hand over the years.
For true? Oh, I must tell her thank you.
I think I could arrange that. I'm certain my mistress would be delighted.
Yes. Well, as for me, I'm just pleased to be home safe and sound.
All this racket. What's going on? Good gracious, what is the meaning of this?
Oh, you must be the lady who's been supporting the Gracious Hand. Thank you ever so much for all you've done for us.
What precisely have you told this girl?
Not a word, mistress. I swear it.
Good. As for you, girl, you need not thank me. 'Tis the privilege of the nobility to help those who are less fortunate. Now, 'tis getting late. You had best be off. Do be sure to leave the house unseen. And fare you well, child. Know that where'er life may lead you, you may take pride in who you are. Come, Diana. I would speak with you alone. You have some explaining to do.
What was that all about? Mother seemed awfully perturbed.
I do wonder what that was all about, though I'm not sure we ought to pry.
I've not the words for this conclusion. Now we must report to Captain Brandt. That's the way of things, is it not? Right, just follow me. It's clear you're not interested in arriving at our destination, so I'll hold off on guiding us there for now.
The Arisen decides our path. We have but to follow.
This ox cart's bound for Mel. I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
If our destination is a distant one, travel by ox cart might be worth considering.
One hopes these carts offer comfort commensurate to their costs.
Halt! Who goes there? This village is under the direct authority of Her Grace the Queen Regent. We are to grant no unknown persons entry. Glad we understand each other. You may pass.
Oi! Halt!
We have reached our destination.
There are worse ways to
We shall await you here, Master.
I've a selection of wares that's sure to please. Hope to see you again.
I beg of you. That's enough. Halt! Nowhere to go.
That's it! Well met. Glad to see you in good health. The tyranny of the Queen Regent's faction knows no bounds. Passage into and out of the village is restricted, and we're being treated as slaves. I had intended to endure it till Ulrika returned to us, but I fear the villagers have already reached their limit. I'll be honest with you, as you've earned my trust. We've a mind to leave this village for good. The Dragon's Flame has devastated the land here. Many of the villagers question whether it is worth attempting to restore it. When I mentioned as much in a letter I had smuggled to Ulrika, she told me that the village she's staying in would be glad to take us in. Only problem is how we're going to get past the soldiers. They've confiscated all weapons to forestall our escape. Perhaps if we could reclaim the stolen weapons or find a means of procuring some anew, we could force our way out through strength of arms. Alas, we villagers are kept under constant watch. It would be unwise for us to attempt aught on our own. You are our only hope in this matter. Pray, lend us your aid. How are you faring? Have you been able to procure any? Your choice to make.
you. That's enough. It hurts.
We're done for. Here at the inn, we also get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
Always a pleasure.
Give it up. Stop this. I beg of you. That's enough.
My wits this...
Well met. Pleasure doing business with you.
My apologies for the wait. We grew further apart than I'd anticipated.
Our party is reunited. Surely we can ask for no more than that. A forgotten riftstone we've not discovered lies nearby. 'Tis this way, as I recall, from my last sojourn beyond the rift.
Do you wish for me to proceed? We won't be able to climb back up this slope once we've gone down.
So we finally arrived. I thought we'd never make it.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. I am confident and may act independently.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
This is rather thrilling.
Goblins approach!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
Your risen up in drenched.
compares to the thrill of victory? One cannot help but feel indomitable.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
What am I supposed to do?
Well met.
Always a pleasure.
I do so enjoy stocking up on supplies.
Gold makes the world go round.
True enough.
If 'tis discipline your company lacks, I can provide.
Mustn't let the captain see my dead on my feet after today's training. Everyone's just tired.
Have a gander at my wares. You shan't regret it. Hope to see you again ere long.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
I've beds to spare if you're looking for lodgings. And if you'd like to change your vocation, come see me anytime.
You shan't hear me complain.